Good evening and welcome to another version of Heritage Unleashed in County Laois. We're here at Killeshin Romanesque, Hiberno-romanesque archway here, just on the northern fringes of the Slieve-Margie Plateau. My name is Sean Murray. I'm the chairman of the Laois Heritage Society. I'm a local archaeologist and a heritage enthusiast here in County Laois. I'd like to thank my cameraman here, Eoin Cahill, who's doing a very good job here on the camera. And so just to explain a little bit about Killeshin then. Killeshin is a very old monastic establishment here in County Laois. It dates from the early medieval period. The first reference to Killeshin we have, definitive reference to Killeshin, is from 843 AD, when Saint Eoin is said to have passed away in that year. Basically what we're looking at here is it's a Hiberno-romanesque doorway. It dates to roughly about 1150 AD or thereabouts. It was patroned by Dermot MacMurrough, who was King of Leinster. And of course Killeshin would have been part of the Kingdom of Leinster at the time. As I said, the earlier medieval church, it would have been built of wood, and the oratory of the church would have been built mainly of wood, not of stone as we see here today. The building, the entire building here that we see, this western facade of the building is 1150 in date. It's Romanesque in style. It has four archivolts, or four orders here, and it basically has a number of depictions, human depictions, animal motifs, zigzag motifs, zoomorphic as we call them in archaeology. And Killeshin is the townland itself. Kill means church, and it's Killeshin, and it's believed Ushon may mean the Irish name for the river which flows beside Killeshin to my right. It's called the Fushog River. So I'll just give you a little small bit of history about the church as well. In 1077, the church, it would have been the wooden church at the time, was raided by a local king called Mael na Bo. And Mael na Bo came, and it said that he burnt the Dartach, or the oak oratory of Killeshin, burnt it to the ground. And he also burnt the big yew trees that were here at Killeshin. And yew trees have a significance in Christianity in Ireland, as the yew tree is the only tree that's a native evergreen, if you like, in Ireland, and that would have symbolised immortal life, the evergreen tree. So we know that the oratory and Killeshin was burnt in 1077, and forward on then we'll come to Dermot MacMurrough's time. And Dermot was known to have built quite a number of churches. He was like the church builder, the church reformer in Leinster before he looked for Anglo-Norman help. And as part of his kind of church expansion policy in Leinster, he decided to build this church here at Killeshin. How do we know it was Dermot that patroned Killeshin? Well, literally it would seem he left his mark on the doorway, or at least the stonemason did. Carved in sandstone we find the following incomplete inscriptions. Ordered to Dermot Re Lagan, a prayer for Dermot, King of Leinster. We also find another inscription here on the church, and it's a prayer to Ceallaigh. And Ceallaigh was the Bishop of Kildare in 1052, from 1052. So we have two inscriptions. We've got a prayer for Dermot, King of Leinster, and we've also got an inscription for Ceallaigh, or the bishop. So we can date the doorway fairly precisely to sometime between 1050 and maybe 1060 AD. So on the doorway here we can see carved human heads here, intertwined with kind of a lace motif. And basically these heads represent, there's 12 in total, so they represent the 12 apostles, which is quite significant. And that's a kind of a theme on many Romanesque doorways from around the country. Up the top here we have number 11, if you like, and this is actually St. Peter. And St. Peter he's depicted here as the keystone in the arch. And St. Peter has the keys to heaven. So it's quite kind of ironic, I suppose, that Peter is depicted as the keystone in the arch within this sacred portal into the church space at Killeshin. And Judas is here, he's at foot height. And back in medieval times, depictions at foot height were kind of considered sacrilegious, if you like, or it was a kind of a profane statement. So we have Judas on the bottom here, and that completes our 12 heads here at Killeshin. So as we can see here with the doorway, over the years it has been subject to acid rain really over the years, and many of the depictions are quite faded on the doorway itself. So it may be a good idea maybe into the future to do a conservation, begin a conservation project on the actual stones themselves to preserve them for future generations going forward. Even some of the depictions, for instance the prayer to Dermot, has faded too over the years, and thankfully we had some antiquarians in the 19th century who took some rubbings of these stones, so at least we have those preserved today. But as time goes by, these figures are fading fast. So here at Killeshin as well, we also have this round granite baptismal font, and that's again associated with the church. It likely dates to the time when the actual Romanesque doorway was built and commissioned by Dermot, King of Leinster. Just across the road from the church site, we see an Anglo-Norman moat castle here, a moat. And basically that would have been a man-made hill, if you like, dug out of the ground, and there would have been a wooden palisaded castle on top of it. And when Dermot MacMurrough invited the Anglo-Normans to come to Ireland to help defend his kingdom, or to reclaim his kingdom from the various tribes around Ireland, the Anglo-Normans would have set up camp here and built their kind of earthen timber castle here at Killeshin. And it's believed that it was in March 1703 the round tower or the bell tower, the Clugchok, was demolished because the landowner feared that the round tower would fall on his cattle and injure or maim his cattle. So unfortunately we lost a round tower which would have been quite similar to Tim O'Hore round tower. We lost that in 1703 here. It was measured by an antiquarian at the time, Dr. Molyneux, and it was said to be 105 feet in height, which would have made it one of the tallest round towers in Ireland. And unfortunately that's completely gone now. Most likely some of the stones were used in some of the vernacular cottages around Killeshin, but as I said, it's unfortunate that it's not here anymore.